Hey everybody, just here for Tip Tuesday. I'll just wait a little bit to see if any of you are around. Before we get started, for the tip today, which is cutting wraps to size, so like, you know, when you have a used sheet, kind of how you can use the excess, or if you have nails that are not perfect for the wrap size, how to cut them down to that size. But before we start, I just wanted to talk about real quickly about our little promo that we have going on for the end of the month, which is if you spend $80, you'll get our cuticle duo, which is the remover and the oil pen. So that's just something that's going on for a little bit. Let me know when you guys get on so I can see you. Hopefully I can read your comments this time. Last time I couldn't do that, so hopefully I can answer some questions for you. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and get started, and if some of you join us a little bit late, you can just watch the playback. But okay, so this question, I was going to do removal this week, but this question came from my good friend Mary, who's also a customer of mine, and she messaged me and was like, hey, you should do how to cut wraps to size. So I figured that's such a good one because I just barely learned that not very long ago. Hey Mary. Okay, so here's how this is gonna go. So you have a sheet, right? Like I just picked a leftover one that I have because I used some already. Let's say you're like, I want to use these. These are the clear, they're like white chevron. You want to use, let's say you don't use this one for your toes, and so you want to use it for a different finger, or like this is too big for your pinky or whatever, whenever it doesn't fit. You will need wrap, tape, scissors. Aren't these cool scissors? Okay, scissors and marker or pen. Depends how I'm feeling, which one I'm going to use. Okay, so what you do is you like pick whatever nail it is. So let's say I'm going to pick, I don't know, my pointer finger, and I want to use this wrap for some reason. It could be any of these, but I'm just going to use this one. So you obviously not going to fit, right? Even, this is another tip, but even if a little bit of the wrap is touching your cuticle on the side or the bottom, it can make it not last as long. So always choose smaller than bigger. You might be able to kind of tell, but no one else will. Like this one's a little small, but you can't see that unless I was like, you know, up in the, so nobody will see it. And it'll make them last a lot longer. So what you do is you take your tape and you just get a little bit of a, you know, something like this. And you put it on, oh, I said this finger. You put it on your finger. You trace your finger like around your nail bed. I'm going to use a marker. We'll see how it goes. And I like do it on the inside. Why'd I use pink? I don't know. I do it on the inside and then cut on the outside of the line, if that makes sense. So I would draw like, you know, in here, and then my outside line would be touching, would be on the outside of my nail. So when you peel it off, you have like your little outline of your nail. Look how tiny that is. I have such tiny nails. Okay, so then you would take this tape and you would put it on the back of that wrap sheet. So it's on the back right there. And then, oh, I forgot to mention, you could do like multiple nails, so then you would just flip it around. I have super short, obviously, nail beds, but let's say I wanted to do it on this finger too, then I would do the same thing. Trace it on this finger. I'm not flipping anyone off, I swear. Trace it on this one, and then take it off and put it on the wrap so you could get more out of it. And something I like to do, because my nails fit almost perfectly to this wrap, or I mean the sheet. Like let's say I wanted to cut my pinky. What I do is I just put tape, a piece of tape on the back of this wrap, and trace that wrap, take my tape off, and then cut it out of that one, if that makes sense. But if you're trying to get it fit to a specific nail because whatever your wrap design is gone or whatever, or the one for that nail is gone, you could totally trace your nail. So let me just say that again, because when I talk it gets confusing. So let's say I'm cutting this pinky nail. The pinky ones fit my pinky perfect. So even if it wasn't on here, I could trace it on another wrap. But anyway, so you're putting it on the back of this, tracing it, taking it off, putting it on the wrap you want to cut out, and then just cutting it that way. Easier than tracing your nail, but again, if your nail bed doesn't fit correctly, and so then all you're gonna do is cut around and make sure you cut outside of those lines or wherever you decided. And then I find that like big scissors are easy for the beginning, and then if you want to use the little ones to trim up the sides, that can work. Boom. So then you have your little guy, and then you just peel it off like regular and heat it up and apply. The only tricky part is like it's itty bitty tiny, so using an orange stick to like separate is always helpful. I'm not actually gonna apply this one because it would just take more of your time, but so yeah, and then you would just heat it and apply it. I used like this color marker right now so that you could see it, but typically you'd want to, you know, do one that you would erase. Some people use dry erase, whatever, and then you can see that it would totally fit my nail. The bottom part, not this part, but the part I cut out would. If I heated it and applied pressure and all that good stuff, it would look sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much how you trim a wrap. Couple things that I did wrong the first time that I did it was that, these sound silly, but I'm just telling you in case you do this, because I totally did this. Yay, Mary, hopefully that helped. I don't even know if I make sense sometimes. It's late. I go to bed at like 7:30. I don't know about you people. I totally do. But a couple things I did wrong was I put the tape on the actual wrap side, if that makes sense. Like the part, you know, like this is the part that's gonna peel. I put it on that side, and so then I was trying to peel the tape off and the wrap would come off. I don't know. Always make sure it's on that back side. And then I did a bad job showing this in this demo, but before you peel your piece that you just cut out, well, after you do, you'll still have that plastic, and then you'll have tape on that side. Hopefully this is making sense. So just make sure you take the tape off and don't heat up the tape and apply it. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So those are just a few things I did wrong. So again, you can totally use this as the pattern, but if not, you can use it for your fingers. And I do it a lot for my toes, especially because those are hard sometimes to fit wraps too. Hopefully that was informative. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, don't forget our special that's going on. So, well, we have a couple specials. So the Cuticle Duo, which I already showed this earlier, but we have our cuticle remover pen, which is the bee's knees, because you have an invisible cuticle at the base of your nail, so you can't even see it, and it grows kind of over top of your nail. And this bad boy, you put it on, leave it on for 10 minutes, and then push your cuticles down, wash your hands, and it gets rid of that invisible cuticle, which allows for a way better application of the wrap. So even if you don't get this right now, this should be on your wish list. Cuticle pen is awesome. But if you place an $80 order, you get a cuticle pen and a cuticle remover pen and a cuticle oil pen for free. So that's like $35 for free. And we also have a Seaside Sparkle wrap, which Mary actually got the other day, and that is only limited time. Both of these are until the 31st, and I just got word that these are almost gone. So get those orders in if you want by the 31st, and then of course this whenever it sells out. So yeah, leave me a message on here if you have any suggestions for next Tech Tip Tuesday, and I will show it. So next week what I'm planning to do is removal of wraps, just because that's so important just as an application. So if you have any other ideas, we can add them on to the following weeks. Okay, see you later. Thanks for watching.